September is soon coming to a close. With that comes October. Today, we'll be discussing sneakers to resell in the month of October. And if you're not into reselling, that's okay as well. You could use this guide to know what are going to be the most hype sneakers, the most limited, or even what popular general releases may go on sale because, hey, we're all trying to save some money. Specifically, we'll be discussing the name of the sneaker, the retail, the release date, and whether that sneaker will be profitable or not, or if they might even sit on shelves, resulting in a sale price. Feel free to subscribe and enable post notifications. This way you stay 100% updated on every one of these profitable releases. Also, be sure to follow my Twitter for urgent updates and info, KeithAdam10, such as the recent shock drops we've been seeing. And for early information before the shock drops occur, and so much more even beyond sneaker reselling, you can join Endurance with the link below. Kicking it off with the first $430, we might see the Sabrina 1 Magnetic in women's drop. I say might because they're only on the Finish Line and JD calendars, which are unreliable. Nonetheless, they should still drop sometime in October. Based on how the prior pair performed, I'd expect them to be mostly just personals though. Then, the same goes for the Dunk Low Athletic Department Deep Jungle, which is also listed on those calendars for the first $120. Whenever they do drop though, personals only for these as well. Then, on October 2nd for $160, the Jordan 13 Purple Venom in Grade School will be dropping. Like all Jordan 13s, personal only for these, and you might be able to grab these on sale if you want a pair for your kids. Then, on October 3rd for $115, we should be seeing the Dunk Low Smoke Gray drop. These should have potential for lunch money with a poor to subpar margin, especially in large sizes 10 and above. Also on the 3rd for $160, the Air Max 1 Urawa will be dropping. Some sizes are already under retail, so I'd have to say personals only. Then on the 6th for $190 each, the Ambush Nike Airmore Uptempo Low will be dropping in both black and lilac. Based on how the first pair performed, I'd expect these to mostly just be personals too. Then on the 7th for $200, the Jordan 6 Aqua will be dropping. Like all recent Jordan 6s, these should be personals only. In fact, you might be able to grab them on sale too. Moving on to the 9th for $125, the Paris Gabelle Dunk Low will be dropping. I'm not exactly sure what demand is going to be like on these given the colorway, but the name might attract sufficient demand for some lunch money with a poor margin on some of these smaller sizes. I'll have to keep you guys updated on this one. Then on the 12th for $150, the Air Max 1 Olive will be dropping. Some sizes are already around retail, so I'd have to say personals only. You could probably get them on sale eventually too. Then on the 13th for $170, the Travis Scott Jordan 1 Low Golf in Olive will be dropping. While I wouldn't expect them to perform as well as the normal Jordan 1 Lows, I'd still expect them to be extremely profitable with an incredible margin, full throttle. Expect these to drop on Travis Scott's website via raffle, of course, along with Nike sneakers, and Gargantua does support the raffle on his site, so remember, Endurance members do get a free Gargantua trial for 3 weeks, which you could activate whenever you want. You could join Endurance with the link in the description below, and of course, it's worth mentioning that Endurance does so much more than just sneaker reselling. I'd really encourage you to check it out if you're looking for more ways to make extra side income and be productive with your time. But anyway, also on the 13th for $140, the Jordan 1 Low University Red will be dropping. I'd expect these to just be personals. Then on 14th for $200, the LeBron 21 Violet Dust will be dropping. I'd have to say personals only for these two. Also on the 14th for $180, the Jordan 1 Sky J Mauve will be dropping. Like many non-classic Jordan 1s recently, I'd expect these to be mostly personals too. At best, maybe you can make brick profit if you have local buyers and no tax. And the same goes for the Jordan 1 Element Gore-Tex Sky J Purple, which is also set to drop on the 14th for $200, mostly just personals for these two. Then on the 18th for $180, the highly anticipated Jordan 1 Satin Bred will be dropping. Don't expect these to perform like the prior Satin Bred, those were extremely limited and even numbered. However, I do think that some of the hype can hopefully be carried over. Either way, it's a Bred colorway and that should carry decent demand in itself. I'd expect them to perform similar to what we saw on the patent Jordan 1 Bred, potentially slightly better, so only about small profit with a subpar to decent margin, and I would suggest focusing on the large sizes. Then on the 19th for $200, the LeBron 21 Mellow Mellow will be dropping, personals only for these. Then on the 20th for $120, the Ja 1 Halloween will be dropping. Ja 1 hype has been dropping, but this colorway in particular does seem to have higher demand than usual. For that reason, I think we could expect at least lunch money with a subpar to decent margin on these, especially on the large sizes 10 and above. Moving on to the 24th for $160, the Chris Paul Jordan 1 Low Give Them the Flowers will be whoop dropping. Demand already looks to be decent on these, and with a retail of just $160, I think there should be sufficient room for at least lunch money with a subpar to decent margin, potentially more than that. Then on the 25th, for $170, the Jordan 1 Low 85 neutral gray whoop dropping. I'd expect these to be mostly just personals, contrary to the highs, just because lows in general don't tend to get a lot of demand, and the elevated retail doesn't help. I might change this. I'll update you guys again mid-month though. Then on the 27th, for $130, the KD3 Ant Pearl will be dropping. A lot of Ant Pearls have done really well in the past, including the recent 15. I think a KD3 has potential to have even more demand than those did initially, and the low retail is only going to help these, of course. With that said, I'd expect these to be profitable with a good margin, especially in large sizes. I can't say the same for the KD16 Ant Pearl, which also drops on the 27th for $170, but it's worth keeping note of, so I'll update you guys closer to the drop on those. Then on 28th, for $210, the Jordan 12 Cherry will be dropping. Like all 12s, I'd say these are mostly just personals, but this colorway should have more demand than the average 12, so you should be able to flip these locally for some brick profit, at least in large sizes. Then, sometime in October, with no precise date yet, the SB Dunk High Sweet Tooth should be dropping for $120. Dunk Highs have not been doing well, but since these are an SB, there might be some potential for brick profit with a poor margin in the large sizes, but nothing crazy. And the same goes for the Dunk Mid Halloween and the Air Force 1 Low Halloween, which drop sometime in October, respectively for $140 and $145. I'd expect both of these to just be personals too. We might also see some more Yeezys, but I'll have to keep you guys updated on those, so make sure you do subscribe for those updates and any others. Remember, you can join Endurance with the link in the description below for limited time if you're looking to broaden your horizons as a reseller, or maybe to try out Gargantua before some raffles. Not to mention, for Gargantua, we also recently added a CCS raffle module, which I'd highly suggest using. With that said though, have a fantastic rest of your day, and good luck on all these upcoming releases.